Please sit. Thank you. It is such a pleasure to have women in uniform breaking glass ceilings, and what better way to do it but, go right into the male bastion of the Indian Army itself. So I'm so happy to have you all here today. And, sorry. I'll begin with Colonel Aarti Chopra. She's a commanding officer. She's also worked in counterinsurgency. She's also worked for the Chief of Defense Staff. First of all, the very routine question is, what made you join the Army, really?
First of all, good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for inviting us here. This is one question which we have been asked everywhere. What made us join the Army? So I have put in almost 20 years of service, and I come from a civil background. I did not have anybody in my family from the Army, but we had a lot of family friends who were in the police department. So they used to come in the uniform, and that uniform always fascinated me, and I wanted to don the uniform. That was it. As I grew, I saw the people who were from IMA wearing the Army uniform, and that changed from police to the Army. I joined the NCC. My mother always motivated me to do what I wanted, and she gave us the wings, and today here I am after my SSB, after my training, and almost with 20 years of service. Thank you.
But you've also been in charge of a command. You've held command over men. How does that feel, and how have the men taken your command?
As I say, Army is an organization where I think we have been trained to do the fault finding. That is how we have been trained. So we can find the faults very early and very fast. Our men are also trained the same way. So they can gauge you the very moment you are there and how you're working. If you know your job, if you are good at your work, they respect you, irrespective of the gender. They will not think that it is a lady or it is a male officer who is commanding. It is an officer for them who is commanding. It is not madam or sahab. All the officers who are there, irrespective of the gender, are sahab for them.
And you work with the Chief of Defense Staff. How was that?
I was fortunate to work with the first Chief of Defense Staff, General Bipin Rawat. Unfortunately, he's no more. And I have also worked with the second Chief of Defense Staff, General Anil Chauhan. I was fortunate to work with them. It is a great experience, and it's a great exposure to a woman officer, to be working there and seeing how things unfold, how the things are there at the higher level. So it was amazing working with them.
Thank you. Now I'll have with me Major Rajita Sharma. She's at a very young age marched in the Republic Day Parade. She's a paratrooper. She's an adventurer. She's also scaled Mount Kilimanjaro and done scuba diving in Egypt, Africa, South. So she's also been awarded the Best Woman Adventurer in the Arms Ordnance. First, of course, same question to you. What made you want to join the Army?
First of all, thank you for the introduction and the question. Good evening all. Thank you for having us here in this hall full of inspiration, and wherein we all are representing our organization and will be having this insightful discussion. Coming to the question, well, in the last 11 years, Indian Army has totally transformed me. Like, now I'm a trained logistician. I've been trained for mountaineering, paratrooping, scuba diving as a firer. So this goes without saying that, I would not have and could not have done all these had I not been in Indian Army. So this is the basic reason. It is brimming out of, brimming with the opportunities. So for these opportunities to have these skills, this is the main sole reason why I joined Indian Army.
And, in terms of, again, working in a man's world, how do you find your colleagues? Or is there really no different? It's like a camaraderie? Or is there some kind of skepticism somewhere? Oh, she can't do this, she can't do that. I mean, you are doing paratrooping, scuba diving. You're doing everything they can do and probably much better.
So there are two things. When they call it men's world, what I understand is that they say that men are more than women. So the reason is not that men are more. It's just that we are very few who are applying for the forces, right? So the main point here is that basically we are here to motivate more and more to apply for. This is standard procedure of selection, and just to have more in numbers, those set of parameters cannot be compromised. So it is basically the quality selection which is going on. So that is how if more and more will join, I'm sure this skewed ratio will improve. And if we say of the limited tasks which are being given to men only and not women, it's not like that. When a task is there, basically there is a set of skill for which a task is to be done. So a commander decides that, okay, if this is the task, these are my officers, I should be giving this task to a particular officer who is well performed, or who can do this with the skills with the officer. Like for example, if I can quote, I was made a captain of a firing team. So the reason was not that there was no male officer in the unit who could have gone as captain. It's just that firing needs a particular skill, and my commander knew that I am the one with a good firing skill, so I can take the team. Similarly, I was also made a captain for a competition which is known as our obstacle course competition. So it was not that I did not have a male officer in my unit for which my unit OC could have asked me to not to do and the officer to do it, the male officer to do it. It's just that if we are talking of the gender equality, if we are talking of the men's world, we should not only be asking for the privileges, we should also be sharing that burden that, okay, if I am there for the gender equality, if there is a competition, then once you do it, then on rotation, I will do it. So it is about sharing that particular burden. That is where the gender equality comes. And that is how.
Thank you. That's so well said. We also have with us Captain Ojaswita Shri. She belongs to the elite parachute fraternity of the Indian Army. She's also the first woman officer to serve with the Parachute Air Defense Battery. She's also been deployed at 50,000 feet on the LSC. What's life up at 15,000 feet? That's your office. How does it feel?
Okay. Life is very beautiful over there. I remember I recently participated in an exercise. For 96 hours, we were out in the open at 15,000 feet without any tentage, without any washroom. So as ma'am was sharing the responsibilities, there like all other men of my unit, I was there at 15,000 feet without any cover. In the day it would rain, it would snow, and we were all getting drenched. So when you ask for privileges, like if we are stating gender equality, so if you ask for privileges, you'll be seen as logistical burden. So I was there with my men doing all the job equally well.
That's very well put up. No logistical burdens. Women are not much more than that. But again, my first question, which I asked everybody, why the army? A bit about yourself.
Okay, I was NCC cadet, have done C certificate, and I went to Army Attachment Camp at OTA Chennai, and I was mesmerized by the uniform. I saw the women cadets over there. They were so bold and confident, doing variety of tasks from firing, air pistol, air rifle, horse riding, swimming, so many games. I was like, wow, this is the life I want. I don't want a monotonous, repetitive life. I want a life of adventure. I don't want an ordinary life. So that's how I got motivated.
Well, it is an extraordinary life, so thank you so much. And we also have Captain Kanika Kostavrane. Kanika, first of all, she's a Veer Nari, and we would all, I think, like to thank you because you lost your husband in the service of the nation. And after that, she decided to join the army. She's actually been in the private sector. She's done 4 years of service. I think you have a Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science. You worked in the private sector, and after that, you decided to join the army.
Yes.
And also, I would like to welcome your son over here. I would like to stand up, and we would all like to clap for you. So tell us why the army, you must have heard about the army from your husband and, army life over there. It's not an easy life, as you know firsthand. So what made you want to join?
Good evening, everyone, and I thank you for this opportunity to speak my mind and have a healthy discussion over here. So why join the army? To be honest, joining army was not part of the immaculately curated career plan I had for myself. I have worked with startups, with bigwigs, including Target, IBM, JP. And the work that I was doing over there was more about, balancing your audits and working with the vendors, negotiating contracts. So in all of that realm, getting into army was very far away from my mind. The shift happened for me in 2018 when my husband, Major Kaustubrane, Bar to Sena Medal, made the supreme sacrifice in the line of duty. He was skilled in action while foiling an infiltration bid at the LOC, and that is where I found that what I've been doing is very banal. It does not amount to anything. So joining army felt like the right choice. It felt like my calling at that time. I wanted to be part of the world that my husband has been, that defined him, a world of purpose, of commitment, a world of a lot of madness. I mean, it needs to have, you need to have a certain amount of madness to be able to stand in front. Yeah, to stand in front of an enemy and take bullets on your chest just because you had made a promise that you would save the integrity and sovereignty of this nation. So that was my basic motive to join this. And when I actually told everybody that I want to join army, want to leave my air-conditioned offices and my cab rides to the company in exchange for the 5 a.m. drill and the combat obstacle courses, everybody thought I was eccentric. I lost it. I got multiple calls, and you would think that those would be congratulatory calls, that to congratulate me on making such a brave, big decision. Most of it was just to let me know that I have a child behind. But in all of this, with my husband as my inspiration, I found my battle, and I'm here for it.
I love the words madness, junoon, josh. These are the words that motivated all of them, I think, to go the extra mile, and indeed a lesson for all of us. In fact, we also have Colonel Aarti's daughter here. So please stand up also. We should all clap for both of you. We think both the children that are here. Thank you. And Colonel, a bit about, everybody talks about the work-life balance, and so how do you do it? You have a young daughter.
Yeah, for work-life balance, what I will like to say is that you need to have a very supportive family. That is how you are able to work, and also a very understanding colleagues. So I was fortunate that God has blessed me with both. I have got a very supportive family. Even my husband is here today. Just to support me.
Thank you.
That I am here. And my in-laws, my sister, they have been very supportive to me in my family whenever I needed them, because there are times when I have to go for different exercises and all, and I have to leave my daughter behind. I mean, she is at home and I had to leave. So that is the time my husband puts himself into my role, and he takes care of my daughter. And also that work-life balance, you have to have supportive seniors and colleagues who understand that what kind of commitment you have at home. And I'm very blessed and fortunate that I also have 2 women officers who are serving in my unit and under my command. So I take care of them because I feel that somebody has taken care of me.
A bit about your, family, and are there moments when, your family doesn't even know where you are? Do we have that also? And how do you, reassure them? You must be having some very emotional conversations back home.
Well, it is true that like Colonel Aarti covered that we've got two families. One who is looking after our, personal and emotional upbringing, and then we have one family of our Indian Army, which is looking after our professional upbringing. So we have to make it a win-win situation on both the upfront. Like, we need to give it a time so that your professional growth is also there, but there would be no complaints from the personal family side also. So that work-life balance is really important so that the proper grooming is there. But the family understands that here we are to serve the nation, and secondly, this particular organization is, making us more self-dependent and self-reliant. So they also understand, so effort comes from both the sides and from all sides. It is the contribution, it is the understanding of the unit officers also, it is the understanding of the family members also. So this is a challenging task, and the lady has to balance it out at both the fronts. So that is how we, balance it out and work it out. So.
Captain Ojaswita, would you, if someone says, I want to join the army, what would you tell them? What are the 3 things that you would tell the girl who would like to join? Would you encourage her, and how?
Definitely, I love this organization, so definitely I would motivate all of them. I would say be strong mentally, physically, emotionally, and this is the place to go.
And what about your family? How do they react? What would they say if I asked your family that acha choice kiya hai ki bura choice kiya hai?
My father is very proud of me. My husband is very proud of me. My parents-in-law, my sisters, all of them are very proud of me, and I'm a source of inspiration. They are like, I'm the first one in my family. So they inspire others as well, ki be like my daughter, and yes, he wears it on his sleeves that my daughter is an officer in the army. So yes,
it is indeed something to be proud of. You've seen, as I said, both private sector and the now in the armed forces. What is it that you miss about the private sector, and what is it that you like about the army?
All right. If you have to, there's no comparison. I mean, they are very disparate in their own ways. If I talk about my work in the corporate, I was managing teams, I was, achieving targets. It was all about your quarterly targets and your KPIs. And over here, it's more about how you lead your men. So if I have to really say that what I miss about the corporate sector, I would say nothing. I absolutely don't miss anything. It has made me, I would give it the credit that it has given me an opportunity to bring in certain skills into the armed forces where, for example, leading a team, networking, and those parameters are there. But I do not think that there are a lot of things that I miss. Army has indeed given me every sort of skills that are required. And it has helped me, understand myself better. It has proved that I am highly tenacious. I was not sure. I did not know that I am that. But it has shown that to me. And it has, brought out a part of me which I did not even know existed. It has ensured and, that I am standing on my own two feet currently. So I think it's all about part of, in army, it's all about how you lead, what your resilience matters. And so that is what I enjoy about being in army.
Here I will just like to add one thing, that it was the first day when I wore this uniform, I felt so proud. And it's been now so many years, every day that I wear this uniform, I feel proud.
But supposing your daughter says, I want to join the army, how will you tell her what to look for? I know you'll say it's a good idea, but what should she expect? How will you prepare her mindset-wise in terms of what she has to go through, in terms of training, in terms of just endurance, in terms of being away from the family?
This is a very good question. My daughter already says that she wants to join the forces. She sees her mother going in the night for the night duties. She sees her mother when she's out so many times. She's going for firing. She's out for some or the other exercise. Many a time she doesn't see me for days. Still, she is so fascinated by the life of as an army kid that she wants to join the army and wants to don the uniform. because the uniform is one charm which everybody has. And I don't know, once we wear this uniform, something comes from within that we are ready to live and we are ready to die any day.
Okay, my last question is about the uniform. You know, we just had a panel of fashion designers. Is there something about the uniform that any of you don't like? We have people here who can design a uniform for you, or you like it just as it is?
This uniform is the best. This uniform is the best.
On that note, thank you so much for joining us and for, being such a motivational force, and for, I think all our viewers here, I think you recruited a lot of women here and their kids. So thank you so much, and it's a pleasure having you. Thank you.
Thank you all.